I was telling people earlier in the first Mass that I'm not used of many people in Mass. And in English Mass, in the small town I come from, Williamston, probably 2 hours east of Raleigh, on a good Sunday, English Mass, they have like 20 people. So today, seeing all these people, I'm like the Virgin Mary saying, "My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord." A beautiful day it is, a beautiful celebration of the solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And today, all of us, our song is Ave Maria, Gratia Plena. I was a high school teacher in my country, Kenya, for 5 years, and before my classes, we sang the chorus of Ave Maria. By that time, because I was younger, my voice was good, but let me just sing the chorus, please, and I beg your pardon if I'm frustrating your ears. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Domini tecum, benedicta tu. Very good. I like the microphone. It's helping me sing well. Good. And so my students, before every class, we used to sing this chorus. After some time, I left the school. I went to a transfer to another school. And when I went back to visit 6 months after, they saw me from a distance and they started to sing the Ave Maria song. And again, my soul proclaimed the greatness of the Lord. It's good to be associated with the Virgin Mary, our Mother Most Holy. I was not born a Catholic. I was born a Pentecostal. I attribute my conversion to the Catholic faith to Our Lady of Victory. Our Lady of the Victory is the name of the mission school I joined for boarding school in Kenya. It was a Catholic school. I went there a Protestant, and by the time I was going back home, I was a Catholic. My conversion to Catholic faith is because of love of Mary, the love of the statue, and the rosary. Thank you, Our Lady of Victory, for by your continued intercessions, I am a priest in the church I first encountered you. The Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary is one of the 4 Marian dogmas. The rest 3 Marian dogmas are the Theotokos, that is Mary, the Mother of God, her perpetual virginity, and her immaculate conception. The dogma of the Assumption declares that at the conclusion of her earthly life, Mary's body was preserved from all physical corruption and assumed, along with her soul, into heaven. This doctrine of the Assumption was made a dogma in 1950 through an extra-cathedral statement by Pope Pius XII. But the teaching itself, as with all dogmas, goes back to the Bible and the tradition of the early church. St. John, in the first reading, tells us that the Ark of the Covenant has appeared in the heavens. And remember that the Ark was one of the first Christians' most common metaphors for Mary, who, just as the Ark had done, carried the presence of God within her. She is the womb of divine incarnation. In the Gospel, Mary cannot hold the good news of her pregnancy anymore. She proceeds in haste to the hill country of Judea to see Elizabeth. Why the haste? She had discovered her mission. She had discovered her vocation. She becomes a character in the theodrama. That's the drama of God. She is the reason we say God with us, Emmanuel. But at this time, God is within her. Elizabeth is able to discern the divine in Mary. And she says, Mary, full of grace, blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. This is the root source of the rosary. You can explain the rosary, it's from the Bible. All the mysteries of the rosary is life of Jesus Christ. Blessed are you among women. She is the mother of God, so generous, tender, and loving. Like the Virgin Mary, we need to discover our role and place in God's story. We are seated here because we know our own story, our own encounter with God, with Jesus Christ. Pope Pius remarked how appropriate it was that Jesus chose to honor his mother as only divine Son could. The 10 Commandments put it that honor your mother and father. Perfectly fulfilling the law meant perfectly honoring his mother. It makes sense that Jesus would uniquely honor his mother first by preserving her from the corruption of the grave, and second, granting her glorification of the body in heaven before the general resurrection of the body for all other saints on the last day. We must not forget her obedience for saying yes to the will of God. Let it be done to me according to your will. We too are sharers of this obedience. We are gathered here because we said yes in our baptism. I am a priest for the Glenmary Home Missioners because I said yes. I said yes to the theodrama. I've been a priest, newly ordained actually. I'll be 5 months on 20th this month. I was ordained March 20th. I'm still in honeymoon. Yes, I found my place, my position in the theodrama. And this call, our call is an adventure. Yes, as soon the Virgin Mary said yes, let it be done to me according to your will, the adventure begins. She sets to Elizabeth to share the good news. My adventure began in Kenya many years ago when I was in communication with the Glenmary Home Missioners. I came so naive to the United States. First, I speak my language, which is called Kikuyu. When I was growing up, maybe in 3rd grade, 4th grade, I learned to speak Swahili. We speak Swahili much in East Africa. Then in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, I learned English and British English, that is. We say water, brother, neighbor, and sometimes it's not so clear. When I came to the United States, I was speaking English, and people are like, then I'm like, I'm speaking English, what is this? Actually, one day I was in the mission, doing food pantry, food stuff, distributing food to the poor and the hungry, and it was raining, and I'm carrying this heavy box for a certain lady, and I'm speaking to her, and then she says, "You don't speak English, do you?" Then I told her, "No, I don't speak English, I speak Swahili." Then she says, "Oh, I figured so." I'm still healing. Anyway, all the time I was speaking English with her, but she thought I don't speak English. But anyway, that is the beauty of adventure. I never thought I would celebrate Mass in such a big place, big city with high buildings here. It's a privilege to be here, the drama of God, and God never disappoints. The Glenmary Home Missioners minister where the Catholic population is less than 1%, and there are crippling levels of poverty. The few Catholics in these areas lack Sunday Mass. They don't easily get the Eucharist and other sacraments they would wish to have. Therefore, Glenmary Home Missioners have committedly dedicated their life to exploring these areas of need and setting up missions. When we first arrive in the mission land, we find a handful of Catholics who are typically forced to drive long distances to attend Mass. The first Mass we offer in that previous untouched county by a Catholic priest may be in a parishioner's home, a storefront, a funeral home chapel, or a civic club. Just like the mustard seed in the Bible, something small and insignificant can become quite big. For example, the second largest parish in Tyler Diocese in Texas was once a Glenmary mission. Like the missionaries everywhere, we strive to make the church present and invite people to be part of it. We try to break down the barriers that separate us. We strive to help the poor. In the areas Glenmary serve, especially the Appalachia and the South, the level of poverty is often twice the national average. There are two things to remember about the Glenmary Home Missioners, and one is that we serve only in the United States, the southern states, and once the church becomes self-sufficient, we return it to the care of the diocese and move to the next area of need. To date, we have returned 120 missions, of which 108 are still functioning. Thank you for your prayers and financial support. Missions by nature needs financial assistance until they reach maturity. I invite you to support the Glenmary Home Missioners spiritually by praying for us and financially by supporting our missions. I invite you to learn more about the Glenmary by going online, glenmary.org. The fact that you are hearing this tells me that your faith means something to you, and truly, if this is a faith worth having, it is a faith worth sharing. This way you are blessed, for you not only hear the word, but also observe it and preach forth. We place ourselves under the intercessions of the Blessed Virgin Mary, our morning star, our mystical rose. O sweet Virgin Mary, rejoice. Rejoice, through whom joy shall shine forth. Rejoice, through whom the curse shall vanish. Rejoice, fallen Adam's restoration. Rejoice, redemption of Eve's tears. Rejoice, womb in which God became incarnate. Rejoice, treasury of purity, through whom we have risen from our fall. Rejoice, O Lady, sweet-smelling lily that sends forth its fragrant scent to the faithful. Rejoice, the restoration of humankind. Rejoice, the downfall of demons. Rejoice, crusher of the delusion of error. Queen of heavenly host, defender of our souls. We, thy servants, offer this song of praise and thanksgiving, for you are the Mother of God. Defend us from danger and free us from conflict of our time.